Hey y'all, let's talk about Dookie. Dookie is one of the old Green Day albums. I think it's their third album, and it is a staple in the world of punk music, specifically 90s punk music. It's like, it has one of the most iconic album covers. It's been parodied and referenced, and like, you know, if you've seen the album cover, you'll see the thumbnail. That's what the album cover is. You've seen it before. It's iconic. Some iconic songs on it, like Long View and When I Come Around, and there's another iconic song on there. Oh yeah, Basket Case. How could I forget Basket Case? That song is iconic. Anyway, AllMusic gave this album a 5-star rating, and so today we're going to be looking at the album and asking the age-old question, is Dookie a 5-star album? As I already said about 7 times, Dookie is iconic. Dookie is iconic. And the iconicness of this album goes down to the guitar, to the self-loathing lyrics, just the super upbeat energy, like so much energy on every single track, with a few exceptions where it will slow down, specifically Long View. One of the hits on the album is actually an exception where, you know, it's a lot slower and a bit grungier than anything else on the album. And then you also have FOD, which starts off kind of lo-fi with like acoustic guitar, which erupts back into the pop-punk explosion, that punk energy that you see throughout the entire album. And then All By Myself, which is like a weird, semi-comedic, like, it's like a hidden track, I believe, is like on a CD, you know, where you listen to it, or a vinyl, and then, like, it's not listed on the track list, but when you actually listen to it, it's like connected, like there's a couple seconds of silence and then something plays. It's kind of a lost art, and it doesn't really work in digital music, because I'm listening to this on Amazon and this track is listed, but I think it's supposed to be like a hidden track. Anyway, All By Myself, which is just kind of weird and kind of funny and weird vocally, and that's another iconic thing about this, is the vocals. Billie Joe Armstrong's voice, like, conveys a lot of the feeling and emotion that you get through these lyrics. Like, his, like, whiny, kind of very young voice that's kind of weird, it's kind of geeky almost. It almost is, it's like, you know, it's kind of like the Rivers Cuomo of punk music. Like, it's like very much, very distinctive, and it doesn't sound like somebody who's cool or like awesome. It's more like the voice of somebody who's kind of maybe a pothead, you know, somebody who's not going to be the top performing student in the class, and that really comes across in these lyrics, which just capture this sense of youthful punk energy. Like, punk, you know, started in the 70s or whatever, and you know, and you know, it's kind of a fringe thing, and this kind of brought punk into the mainstream, but it had all of that punk energy, you know, in a 90s context, and it's just a time capsule, bro. This album is a time capsule. Like I said, the music's iconic, the lyrics are great, the music is great. It's the only complaint I have with this is has the issue of sameness, which a lot of punk music can fall into, especially when there's 15 tracks like this album has. It's a lot of the songs are kind of bleed together outside of the hits and outside of a few other moments. A lot of it is just, you know, the same type of energy, the same type of lyrics, you know, the same vocals. You're not having a lot of things to mix it up. And, you know, a lot of these songs, and being as short as they are, really do kind of bleed together. And I would say that individually all of the songs are great. It's just, as an album experience, it's slightly dampened by the fact that, you know, you're basically getting the same, you're essentially getting the same thing with every single song, with only a few moments that really stand apart from everything else. And that is the only complaint I have with this. I think the music on this is just extremely fun and well made, and just so much energy and so much just awesomeness. The lyrical content is just like perfect for what it is. Like, it really does. Billie Joe Armstrong perfectly captures this teen angst and self-loathing and negativity, and somehow makes it fun, and the vocals are just there. They work so well and just, you know, elevate these lyrics and this music. And I think it's, you know, an excellent album. I think it is an excellent time capsule, one of these staple punk albums, but once again, I do have that complaint of sameness. I think that does, you know, that is definitely a negative in my opinion, but besides that, it's a really great album. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 star rating out of 5. It's not quite 5 stars. Like, I can understand if you want to give this 5 stars just because of how, like, influential this is. Like, this is, like I said it many times, this is iconic. The songs on this, the sound of this record has been emulated again and again and again. And you can make an argument that just for that reason, just for how legendary it is, that it's a 5-star album. So, if you think it's 5 stars, then I'm not going to complain with you. What do you think of this album? What do you think of Green Day in general? I'm not a Green Day fan. I love this. I'm not a Green Day fan. I love this album. Just generally speaking, I'm not a big fan of them. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.